Hi, this is Belinda with HomeGardensToGo.com, teaching you more about square foot gardening. I'm also a certified teacher with the Square Foot Gardening Foundation and the teacher specialist. Today we're going to talk about harvesting our vegetables. And I'd like to start with corn. I've got a 4x4 that's completely filled with corn. And the reason I've done that is because the corn needs to pollinate itself. So you need to plant a lot of it together. So I just went ahead and did a whole 4x4. And what I've done is I planted 4 plants per 12-inch square. So I actually have 64 corn stalks in this 4x4. And that's going to probably give me 64 corn cobs. I think the variety I planted has one cob per stalk. Some varieties will give you 2 per stalk. But this is, we're in August now, and I've actually been harvesting my corn for a few weeks, but I'm going to show you how to know when your corn is ready. So I actually planted my corn a little at a time so I could have a continual harvest, so I don't harvest all of my corn at the same time, because you've got this bushel of corn all at one time. What are you going to do with it all? So if you'll plant every couple of weeks, then it'll come on a little at a time and be more manageable. So I want to show you an example. Now the cobs are going to be a little smaller than you're used to at the grocery store, but they'll be just as tasty. Now see this silk here? That's a good dark brown color. So I'm thinking that's probably ready to harvest, but I'm going to cheat a little bit and look in there. Yep, look at that. It looks really good and ready. In fact, it could be a little past. So I need to pick that right now, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab it at the bottom of the cob here and just snap it. And there we've got it. And let me show you some examples of, over here you'll see just a young one forming, but you'll see that the silks are real light color. So that's the difference. When it turns a real dark brown, that's when it's ready to harvest. Okay, we're going to talk about tomatoes now, and you can see how my tomato plants have really grown. They're practically to the top of my trellis. And I've tried to come out and do the pruning, taking off the branches here as well as the one next to it. So these ones that come straight out, we can pull those right off. Just sort of snap them off. And then any ones that come in between, then what we do is we just gently weave them. This is what I've been doing during the summer, is weaving them in and out of this netting. And you can see here that my main stem is looking nice and thick. And that's what we want. We want to put the energy of the growth into that main stem so that we can get larger tomatoes. And also, we prune our plant so that it doesn't take up our entire box, which it actually could do. So come down here with me and we're going to look at some tomatoes that are ready to harvest. And sometimes your tomato will come right off, just with a little bit of a tug. Okay, that one's not, because it still could do a little ripening. So what I'm going to do is take my little inexpensive kids' school scissors. I'm just going to clip that stem right off, like that. And I'll probably take it in the kitchen and let it ripen a little more. But if you get some, this one just came right off. So you don't want to tug on your plants at all, especially your tomatoes, because you could really damage your plant. So always have your scissors handy. We like to keep a pair right in our box with our trowel. Have them handy so you can just clip that off if it doesn't come right off, but don't tug hard. So here's a cherry tomato plant. My grandchildren like to come right over to this plant and just pop these in their mouth. And I love it because these are so good for them. And they're sweet. They love them. So these will come right off. Usually just pluck them right off. yeah, I never have a problem with the cherry tomatoes. Now, right next to my cherry tomato, I've got some bean plants, some green beans, and with these, I really like to use my scissors to harvest these because, you know, if you try to tug that, that plant is really fragile. And so this one came off okay, but I like to clip them, and this is a good size for your bean. You don't want to get them too much bigger than this because they'll get a little tough. So, and then when you take it in the house, you'll just clip off that top there, and I'll usually just clip them in half like that, and either can them or freeze them, blanch them, and then freeze them. Okay, here's a beet plant that you can see the circumference. It's popping out of the ground there, and once you can see that, you know that that's ready to pull out. So I grab on, you know, to the very base of that and gently tug that out. And these are delicious. I've got a recipe for beets with garlic, sauteed beets with garlic, and I can't wait to try it. I found it online. But these beet greens, these are delicious. So just wash this entire thing, I chop these up, and I'm gonna try that recipe. Okay, right here next to it, I've got some onions that are ready. You see how there's some dead foliage around the onion? This is really ready to pick. Yeah, it just came right out. But here's one of our onions, and you can actually, I will actually set this outside for a day and let it dry out. And then I'll just pull off this. I'm gonna leave the stem on for now, but you can actually take this stem and you can chop up this stem into small pieces and put it in your freezer for little bits of onion flavor. So you can even use the stem as well. Okay, I need some potatoes for dinner. So I'm gonna come out here to my potato plants, and I'm gonna just sort of dig around a little bit with my trowel and see what I've got. I can just sort of break it off the plant. There's one. And like I said, I want to use these for dinner. But once you're ready to dig up your entire potato plants, you think they're just, you're done caring for them and you want to harvest the whole thing, then set them out in the sun to dry for a day. That's what you want to do in order to store them. The same with onions. You can use your onions right away, but if you want to store them, you know, for a few weeks or for a few months, then let them air out and dry. When I get some smaller ones like this, or even smaller, you will get a lot of little ones. I will save those, and that will be my seed for next year. I'll keep them in a cool, dry place all during the winter. So I've still got some of my broccoli plants still growing, and you can see how when they get tall like this and a different color, they start sprouting some flowers in them. Then, you know, they're going. That's called going to seed. But I've actually tasted some of this. I just snap it off, and this actually tastes fine. So sometimes I'll just pick off some of these long pieces or the flowers. I'll just pick those off, and I'll just keep harvesting my broccoli. And you can see how I already took the center shoot out of my broccoli a long time ago. Way down there you can sort of see where my center broccoli was, but it'll continue to produce these side shoots. And so I've been able to continue to enjoy broccoli all during the summer. Okay, here's a zucchini plant, and I want to show you the size of the zucchini that you want to harvest it at. You want to harvest, this is almost a perfect size, and it's the size you see in the grocery store too. And if I've got my scissors with me, I like to, well, I usually keep them right handy, but I like to cut it at the very stem, so you've got a little bit of the stem as well. But this is really a perfect size. If they get bigger than this, they're going to be tough, and you're going to have a lot of seeds in them too. So these grow really fast, so you do have to watch them carefully to keep them down to this size. And they're so much more manageable. Okay, well, here's an interesting story. I call it my volunteer watermelon, a sweet surprise. Because what happened was, right here by my back porch, my back walkway, I don't know how these seeds got in here. I don't know whether I maybe just dumped some soil that I gave up on or something, or someone might have spit out some watermelon seeds right here. But a little watermelon plant popped up, and I thought, oh, that's gonna get in the way of the lawnmower. Should I pull it out? No. Let's just let it grow, see what it does. Well, be sure to do that when you get volunteer plants, because you just never know what they might produce for you, because this is a great example. This is what has happened with that watermelon plant. It's just gone gigantic. And I put it up on a little support here to make it look prettier. And I didn't really expect any fruit, because when you have a volunteer plant, usually you don't get much fruit, or the fruit's not very good quality. But this is like the best watermelon I've ever grown. And this has got to weigh 15 pounds. And not only this one, but I've got another one here, and I've got a third one. So I am super excited about this, as you can imagine. But let me show you how to know when it's time to harvest your melon. And first of all, this stem here and the leaves closest to it need to brown up a little bit. And looks like maybe there are some browning. But also you're gonna notice some little creatures close by, because they can smell the sweetness of the melon. So, you know, watch them so they don't get into your melon, but they give you a clue too. Okay, here's a small cucumber plant, and we've actually got one on here that we could pick. It's pretty small, but it's going to be more tender and tastier. So I use my scissors again, because I don't want to tug and pull at the plant, because these plants are pretty fragile. So, and we've got, you can see some more on here that are growing. And cucumbers will take as much water as you want to give them. So if you water them all day long, they're gonna love it.